We have here Payne's Gray. My Payne's Gray is golden. So if you have Liquitex Payne's Gray, use cerulean in it, just a bit of cerulean. And I'm going to put in my golden Payne's Gray, a bit of black, just to gray it down a bit. So you don't have to do this if you're using Liquitex because it's dark already. And I'm using titanium buff to highlight. So first layer, it has a bit of titanium buff. So I have Payne's Gray, a bit of black, and a touch of titanium buff. Because if I put Payne's Gray just the way it is, on black gesso, without the titanium buff, I'm not going to see anything. It's going to be really dark. It's already very dark right now. I'm going to put first layer. And now I'm going to take...
With the Liquitex, do we need the titanium as well?
Yeah, titanium buff, yes.
And the Liquitex too.
Well, titanium buff is to highlight.
Okay.
You know, right now I'm highlighting. I'll show you. I don't know if you can see it, but...
Yep, I can see it.
Yeah.
You can see? Okay. So I'm highlighting a bit the top part of the leg, because this is where it's usually, you'll have lighter part because of the, right here. So I'm highlighting slowly. And this is the nice thing about titanium buff. It doesn't go on heavy.
We have to wait for it to dry though. The blue first.
The highlight?
Yeah, do I have to wait for the blue to dry because it's not quite dry?
You don't need to wait for it to dry.
Okay.
Okay, same thing on this side. Give it a bit of kind of a crease here where the okay, down maybe back here a bit. So this part of the pants are light and the back part are darker. Same here. This part is darker. This is kind of, and then the top part here is lighter. You can't see the difference too much, which is fine because we want those pants to be darker. They will connect nicely with the bicycle, especially if we keep the bicycle dark. Now, I'm going to stop recording for a minute so you can catch up. So then we'll do the boots. First layer, crimson and black. Let's do that one in the back here. And wait for it to dry. And right here. we'll use the, this in here or somewhere in here, these as a guideline so we can highlight a bit. But usually boots don't have a lot of, especially here, they're smooth top here and then they have a bit of, what are they called? Crease? I don't think titanium buff is the right color because it's not doing anything. Let's go a bit with white. We have to be careful not to make them pink when we highlight. They're turning pink, but they're turning a really nice pink anyway. A dark pink.
That looks great. I love that color.
Yeah, I like it too. It's very nice.
The sole of her boot, is it going to be black?
No, I'm thinking an off-white color. You know, something like, let's try. So I'm gonna mix titanium buff with white. So it's a kind of a light off-white color. Let's try and see. If we don't like it, we change it.
Looks very funky.
Yeah. Let's try and reduce the thickness here. It's too thick at the bottom. And this side, front side.
Lael, you know the off-white that you put in the middle of the wheels.
Yes.
Is that the same as the background, or you've added even more white?
Same as the background.
The background is buff.
Titanium buff? Oh, no, same.
Oh, it's the same.
Yes.
It looked lighter than the background.
Yeah, because it's not done, completely done. Like it needs a bit more work. It's just, I just put it there and, you know,
Okay.
not really kind of done properly. Okay, this is not going to work. It's going to be here.
So I got behind. What did you highlight the boot with?
A bit of white, actually. I just used white.
White with
Yes, titanium white.
with the black and this and the crimson.
Yes. I'm just waiting for it to dry, because once it dries, it settles a bit, you know, with acrylics. We need to maybe fix it a bit, fix the highlight a tiny bit, maybe, but so far it's good. It looks good. Okay. Let's keep it simple.
Is that part under the boot, the titanium that's under the main boot, is that the sole or is that background showing through?
No, no, sole.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's why I think we need to highlight it a little bit more with white once it's dry. I'm just waiting for it to dry to see how dark it's going to be, and then we'll see how we should be highlighting it. I think a little bit lighter will look really nice if we do it a bit more white in there. All right, let's do this. Okay.
You're highlighting the other boot. Is it in the
Yes.
dark or the light?
Pardon?
The other boot, is it in the dark or are you highlighting it a bit?
But I'm just highlighting this part a bit, right there, and the front, and then I'm gonna put the
Okay.
the sole in there.
And the sole was just white, you said.
Mix it with a bit of titanium buff as well, not just completely white. Just a bit of titanium buff. White is too stark. I just, what I did is I just highlighted a little bit this part right here with white. After I put the initial layer of titanium buff and white, I just highlighted a bit white in there. We will kind of adjust all these colors once we start working on the bike and what's around it. And it shouldn't be too, we shouldn't put too much work you know, too much detail in there. Okay, that's good. Cerulean blue. See that cerulean blue here, the golden is very blue. So if I put white with it, it turns out to be the perfect color. So if we put cerulean here, this part right there on top should be highlighted, just this top part right there. Because right down here, this is where her fingers holding the bicycle. So they would have to be darker. This part should be darker. And this part over here is lighter. Same right here. Right there. So maybe a bit more highlights.
So if you have Liquitex paint though, the cerulean blue is different, right? So does it need a bit of toning down?
Not, sorry, not the cerulean, Payne's gray, right? Payne's gray. Yeah, yeah, it needs, if you have Liquitex, yes, the Payne's gray with Liquitex is more black, like more gray. Yeah, you will need to add some cerulean in there. In the back there, you know, don't put too much effort for the one in the back. It's not very, you can't really see it that much.
Mhm.
I went off to get tea. Are we mixing some colors?
Just raw sienna for the basket as a base color.
Burnt sienna?
Raw sienna. If you don't have raw sienna, use yellow ochre.
Okay. How about raw umber? No?
No, you need something that looks more
Basket.
yellowy. Yeah, like
I only have yellow oxide
yes, yellow oxide is good.
or Naples yellow.
No, yellow oxide.
Yellow oxide. Got
Yeah.
it.
The canvas surface looks like wicker.
I know you. I said, how come you got dimension on it already?
Look,
Looks pretty good.
I kept this side darker, so this side doesn't have thick paint. This one has a bit more thicker paint. So the bottom part, when I got to the bottom part, I made sure that my paint is not thick, so I can have some depth from the dark black at the bottom. So I'm taking advantage of the black to give me darks. So meanwhile, I know we have this color that we used for her boots. So if we take that color for the boots, oh, put some white in it. It's this color right here. I'm going to shift the camera so you can see. It's alizarin crimson and black, and it just gives me that kind of gray, dark, grayish, dark red. It's not red. What is it called? It's just
Burgundy.
beautiful pink color. And then I'm putting white in here. Bit of white. I'm gonna come over, just put some water. I'm gonna come over here. And this is the paper. I'm gonna be highlighting this, okay? Later on, I'll be highlighting this, but this is just the first layer. You know the paper they wrap the.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna put kind of, and if you want it to go over the hand on the right hand, her right hand, so go for it. Okay.
Now my phone rang. What color is the paper?
It is a it's alizarin crimson and black, and then I just put white in it.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Take white. I'm adding white to it right now. Quite a bit of white. I'm just going to highlight this part. Just because the color is, you know, we have the color already, so. So the black makes the pink kind of it tones down the pink, makes it more grayish pink. We'll wait for it to dry and then we'll adjust. There's one in the middle there. It's going to be darker.
Layel,
Yeah.
just to the left of your brush right now, did you put some paper in the middle, did you make a third triangle in the middle?
Yes,
right there?
yes, yes,
Oh.
yes, I did.
Okay.
did. It's kind of, I mean, I can put one over here too in the back. It's just, I'm not going to do it right now, but we're just putting a suggestion of the paper wrapping. Why? I should wait for it to dry because I'm lifting the color right now. I'm going over it so many times. Okay, just let it dry. So I have here raw sienna, and I'm putting cadmium yellow light with it to highlight it. Touch of white, not much, just a bit. So cadmium yellow light is going to keep the raw sienna vibrant. If I put white with raw sienna only, it becomes kind of faded. There's no, you know, the color is not vibrant enough. So if I add a bit of cadmium yellow light, it will keep it kind of that beautiful yellow. So I can highlight, kind of give it a bit of highlights, a suggestion, not really the whole thing. We're not going to highlight the whole thing. So I'm doing more like okay. Horizontal, vertical, horizontal, vertical. Again, now opposite. Opposite, down, across. Don't take it all the way down, it doesn't have to be. Just the top part, just to give it. Again, it's like a weaving the. Just where the light part is. They're too. Okay, I know what to do. This is just raw sienna right now. I'm putting in it a bit of burnt umber. Water it down, come here. Just go in between and make those lines smaller. Give them some depth. I like it the way it was before.
Yeah, I do too.
Shall we keep it just the way it is?
I think so.
And don't add too much detail? Or try detail again. One more time. We can always remove it. Actually, let it dry. Let's wait for it to dry. I'll just put a bit of detail right here.
Yeah, I like this one because it gives a suggestion. It doesn't have to be overly detailed.
Right, the way it is right now. The way it is right now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll put a bit of detail at the bottom.
Yeah. It's funny, the eye sees,
Yeah.
and when it gets a suggestion, it sees the rest.
Yes,
it sees the rest in its mind.
it's true.
Fills in the gaps.
Yeah, I think I like it this way better.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah. Okay, let's keep it like that. So I'm just putting just crimson in here for now. You're welcome to put any colors you like in there. Any colors you feel like you want to put in there. I have a bit of yellow. I'm going to mix some yellow in here with the crimson.
What shade of yellow?
Cadmium yellow light.
Cadmium yellow light. Thank you.
Wow. Some white will look better. Yes, we'll soften this yellow. Bit more white into my yellow and a bit of crimson in there, but a bit more yellow right now.
My cadmium yellow is cadmium free.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
This is what they're starting to do right now. Getting rid of the cadmium. It's, I don't know if it's as strong, but as you know, when you have cadmium, it's stronger. But you know what? It's better to be safe than.
Well, I think I told you one of the teachers I worked with when I was doing budget at Rick Hansen Secondary, she was an oil painter, and she gave up oil painting. She was the art teacher because she had started to grow tumors
Yes,
that were because of
yes.
the like the cadmium and the like all those minerals
Yeah,
that are in there.
absolutely, because they inhale the fumes.
Yes,
The paintings.
and probably they it absorbs into their skin as well.
Well,
Yeah.
my mom was a professional oil painter, and she started getting early dementia when she was about 60. And
Wow.
I'm sure it was because, I mean, they didn't take any precautions. She would be eating her lunch and, you know, wiping her hands with the turpentine and picking up her sandwich. And more than once she would say, "Oh, I had a bad day today. I drank the turpentine instead of the coffee." So,
Oh my God.
but more than once I remember that. It was kind of a joke. So I think that, you know, even when you look back in history, like look at Van Gogh, it probably was the oil paint that was causing all the weirdness.
Probably,
Yeah.
probably
But
not-
literally by the time she was my age, it was so clear that there was something seriously wrong with her memory. Even younger, like maybe I would even go 55 when she started.
Yeah. Well, look in the olden days, like all those mad rich people, was probably the lead in their powder, their face powder and stuff.
yeah. Well, now it's, you know, we have options.
I used to use lead pencils when I was a kid.
We all did.
And
Yeah.
then lick them to sharpen them.
Lick them to sharpen them?
I kind of lick them to make them a little bit, darker, kind of.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah.
Well, when I was working in graphic design, like we used a lot of wax, and what dissolves wax is Bestine. So we used Bestine to clean everything. I would just wash my hands in Bestine before I ate my lunch and wash off my table surface with Bestine. And that stuff is terrible stuff. They've
Oh
now,
my.
yeah. I used to get these really bad stomach aches. And when I stopped working graphic design, the stomach aches went away. I thought
Wow.
very interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
But we would use spray mount without, that all over it says caution, use well ventilated, use outdoors. We would just use it at our tables. Spray the spray mount. Yeah, it smelled strong, but wasn't bad. It was like kind of a nice smell. So I don't know. We'll see what happens in my old age.
Yeah.
Well, you probably stopped in time.
Yes, you stopped in time. True. So okay, let's go back to this. So I have here yellow. I put yellow over yellow and white because I just wanted to change the colors. This is alizarin crimson base and cadmium red light top highlight. Same thing, I added just white to the same mixture right here for this pink one. This is yellow and white, just yellow and white, simple. Now, I mixed, because I have here Payne's gray and I have cadmium yellow light, I mixed them together and I got this, this kind of green that I'm putting in here. And over here too, just a bit, just to give it some bit of green.
Mine has to dry before I go any further now.
Okay. I just want to get rid of the bit of that black in there. But if you would like to use sap green and, just give it a nice green, you're welcome to do that. Oops, that's not right. I really shouldn't be doing this right now because I'm going to be working, cleaning this up again more once, so I shouldn't be doing this. The green right here. I think we should add more flowers over here. One more,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
maybe red. Yeah, okay, let's do that. I'm just gonna fix this one here a bit. Because the green took over.
Did you say that was sap?
Yeah, sap is good. Sap will be good.
Right.
I just used the Payne's gray and cadmium yellow light because my
Oh.
Payne's gray has blue in it. The Payne's gray I'm using has blue in it,
Okay.
but sap green is fine.
Al, I think I told you that I have a tub of golden titanium white that I use,
Pub? Yes.
and I've had it for years. I mean,
Yes.
literally years. And it's still as buttery and creamy as ever. And I also noticed that it lasts the whole time. It doesn't dry out when I, is that because it's golden? Like it doesn't dry out on my palette here during the class.
It could be, is it an open? It says, does it say open acrylics?
Just says golden acrylics,
And no open on it.
light fastness.
Pardon?
It says light fastness,
Okay.
PW6, but no open.
Okay.
But it's amazing paint.
Yeah, I mean, golden is, you know, I love golden. It's the best. And Winsor and Newton. Winsor and Newton is like excellent. Okay.
Yeah.
There we go. I think we should be okay. I'm just gonna put a darker center in here just to give it some direction. And then we should be good.